Good morning, sisters and brothers. As we continue to pursue Jesus together, we've been reflecting on what it means to be in a season of shared disorientation. We've talked about seasons of our life where there's orientation, everything makes sense. But then there are seasons of disorientation when nothing makes sense. But all that is taking us somewhere, right? It's moving us into a reorientation, the season when things make sense in a whole new way. Uh, I came across a writer, philosopher, fellow Christian, right? A forefather in our faith, a Russian man named Nicholas Berdayev, wrote just wrote endlessly throughout his life. Had grown up a Marxist and then stepped into the Russian Orthodox Church, and and he writes an essay about how the era he lived in, the late 1800s through the early 20th century, he said it was as if the modern world was pushing back against the night, right? It was at war with the light. It was creating, we were creating artificial light, and so we could take nights back. It reminded me that reading at one point that people would often, sleep 10 hours a night because they would go to bed as soon as it got dark, right? And how we don't sleep that way anymore because we can choose when we want to close our eyes. And so, but as he thought about our culture in those days, it was as if we were pushing back against the night, and night was what we feared, right? But in this essay, there's a couple of sentences that I think are so good for us to think about in relation to that reorientation that's coming. Because he talks about the night that when an ultimate night will come, he said it wouldn't be the end of all things. It would actually be opportunity for renewal. And then here's the line, and I'm sending this to you. Night is not less wonderful than day. It is equally the work of God. It is lit by the splendor of the stars and reveals to us things that the day does not know. Night is closer than day to the mystery of all beginning. All right, that may just sort of be sort of abstract language for you, but if you imagine the season we're in as a night, imagine the dawn that's on its way, right? And dawn doesn't break all at once; it breaks slowly. But that is what reorientation looks like, right? And maybe you've experienced that in your life. Those moments when you have come through a deep, dark, difficult time, a night in your life, and the dawn broke through, and maybe you didn't even notice it. Right? Maybe it took you time to realize, wait, the sun is up, right? And there is a new day. This is what reorientation is. God moving us into that new day. It's hope. It's what's coming. We don't fear. We don't despair. We hope and we lean forward. So let's pray a prayer today, a prayer of reorientation. This is Psalm 107. I wish I could pray it all. This is a wonderful psalm about how God has brought us through to the other side. We'll just pray the beginning here. Heavenly Father, we give you thanks for you are good. Your love, your rugged, tender commitment to us endures forever. Let us, the redeemed, right? Let us, the ones that you have redeemed, you have restored, you have renewed, you have brought in to a brand new dawn. Let us tell our story. Let us, who you have redeemed from the hand of the foe, those who have gathered, that you have gathered from the lands, from the east and the west and the north and the south. You see, we wandered in desert wastelands. We could find no path to a city where we could settle. We were hungry and we were thirsty and our lives ebbed away. Then we cried out to you, Father, in our trouble, and you delivered us from our distress. You led us by a straight way to a city where we could settle. Let us give thanks to you, Father, for your unfailing love, your tender, rugged commitment to us, and for your wonderful deeds for everybody everywhere. For you satisfy the thirsty, and you fill the hungry with good things. Amen. Grace and peace, my friend.